I can't scroll for 5 seconds without seeing these markers. They're colorful and they're trendy, but are they actually worth ditching the trusty paintbrush for? If you're like me, you're probably comfortable with your brushes and you don't see the need to try something just because it's trending. So today, I am putting Posca Acrylic Markers to the test. Are they the next great art tool, or do they just look good on camera? I got the basic set and the soft colors. There should be plenty of paint markers here to complete an entire painting. And I'm going all in. One full painting, no backup brushes. And by the end of this video, we'll know if these markers are game changers or just hype. They're simple and I like the packaging. I've only ever used the Elmer's paint markers before on skateboard grip tape, except when I used these white ones on my last painting. So I'm really excited to see what all these colors look like and what it looks like when you use nothing but Posca markers. But before we can test them out, we need to choose a subject for the painting. Some of you already know I like to look at my old work to find inspiration for something new. I talk about that and ways to avoid artist block in the Endless Creativity Hack. Today we're going to find inspiration in the stack of Inktober drawings I've made over the years and see if we can find something that could be cool to recreate using the Posca acrylic markers. That's the one. I think this will make a really good painting, especially with these colors from the acrylic markers. There's a lot of great artists out there using these markers, so I imagine they're going to work well. But a hands-on feeling is something I need to test out for myself. It can be scary to try new tools, and some tools aren't meant to be used by everyone. But even if the medium doesn't serve you at first, with time, it could become your preference. So when I say not every art tool is meant to be used by everyone, I'm referring to the fact that you don't see Quentin Tarantino making films on the iPhone, even though he could. But that's a much larger business risk than testing out art supplies. With the Posca markers, which are about the same price as the paint materials I typically use, adding them to my current process seems low risk. I take time researching the items I use as a part of my business so I can hopefully avoid wasting my money on materials that are going to sit in a box and dry up. There are a lot of companies swearing by each of their products, and I have a hard time trusting that they truly know what I'm looking for, and worse, what's best for me. Some of our favorite creators will push brands that they themselves do not use. So you have to pay close attention to the purchases you make and ask yourself, would I honestly benefit from trying this, or do I just want these things because so-and-so said to? In the case of Posca, I have some experience using acrylic markers, so it feels natural to experiment with the current leading brand and the skills I've acquired since I was younger. I've been obsessed with art since I was a child, and I try any creative medium I can get my hands on. The experimentation I've experienced from spray paint, ink, cardboard, digital work, or animation usually changes my perspective on the rest of the materials I thought I already knew. There's been a lot of pivotal moments for me when a tool would force me to change my line work, or when I go to film a painting, it looks different in real life, so that forced me to learn lighting. And I'm hoping to find something in the Posca experience as well. I would like to encourage all of you to try new things with your art because you just might like it, and it just might be the change you need to take your art to the next level. For this painting, I decided to limit my color palette to light pink, coral pink, lavender, sunshine yellow, apricot, aqua green, light blue, yellow, blue, and white. I don't need to use them all in one piece to be able to form an opinion on them. And it's also a good rule for eye-catching art to prepare your color concept before painting. With this piece, I want to emulate the harmony of opposite colors you might find in an extremely exaggerated dance of swampy heat. This evening, 3 alligators find beauty in the afternoon water, perfectly in sync with the world around them. The stillness of the water cradles their form, cool, collected, and stealthy. They are both predators and poets, lost in the beauty of an afternoon that hums with insects and vivid colors. So, are Posca acrylic paint markers really worth the hype? After putting them to the test, I have to say that these markers are a fantastic tool for artists. I want to keep some of these stocked at all times. The paint adheres to the canvas better than I expected, and the colors are bold and vibrant. They'd be useful for my cardboard projects and other craft-based art too. While I'm used to working with brushes, I'm no stranger to applying multiple mediums, and I can already see myself using these as a filler for certain techniques. However, if you don't apply gesso or some sort of acrylic medium to your canvas, you will have to do a lot of layers with these acrylic paint markers, especially if you have a dark canvas. I knew I would have to simplify the painting process compared to my usual blending, so I chose to lean into my cartoonish work, and this made the entire experience like a paint-by-numbers project, which was really fun. But there were so many occasions where I realized I needed multiple sizes of markers, and luckily they offer a wide variety online. So next time, I'm going to need a small, a medium, and a large tip marker for different sections to save time. I don't know why, but I kept getting my hands in the wet paint, and that caused me to do a lot of touch-ups. I think it has something to do with the fact that I typically film my paintings on the easel using brushes, and I've gotten so used to how the paint works with gravity, so off camera I had to lay the painting down to fix things and work with the gravity of the markers. That said, I see huge potential for artists who specialize in graphic work or pop art. Posca markers offer the precision and punch needed for those styles. Ultimately, I wanted to see if these markers could carry an entire painting on their own, and I have to say, they delivered. This is a 10 out of 10 art tool, and I can see me permanently adding this to my art kit. Let me hear your experiences with the Posca acrylic paint markers down in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and to check out my other artistic pursuits. Stay creative, folks.
Oh, dude, that beautiful detail.
DIY, brother. Woo! Makes it look even better when you're done.